Today's Monday. It happens to be the 19th day of May in the year we mean 2025. What a pleasant good afternoon and welcome to the Monday edition of the program, The King's Look of Delhi. Right there on King's Double 8.5 and streaming live on our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel. This is where we converge to give you some of the big stories that are making news from the various local Delhi, from the newsstands. So be our guest. My name is Otis Sankar. I'm alongside
Janet Pesima.
And together we're going to be flipping through the various local Delhi from the newsstands and give you some of the big stories that are making news. You can also send in your comments and we're going to read it out for you. And it should be in line with some of the stories that are making news from the various local Delhi. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it this afternoon on the program. But the gist of the team song when we return, then we start to flip through. You just be there to flip through together with us this afternoon on the program. So welcome to it. For those of you watching us live on our Cloud TV and our YouTube channel, you can send in your comments. They're going to be read out at the close of the program. So our very first stop is
the Nation's Times newspaper, the Nation Times newspaper, volume 21, number 13. It goes for the Nation Times newspaper, volume 21, number 13, and it goes for 40 Liberian dollars. You could grab yourself a copy. Okay, the lead story on the front page of the Nation Times newspaper says widespread Newcastle disease outbreak endangers poultry farming across Liberia. Still on the front page of the Nation Times newspaper, it says millions criminality. LTA Abdullahi Kamara leaked JNB system of patronage over integrity. That does it for the front page. Quickly to the back page of the Nation's Times newspaper. It says Nangbe seeks police prop after claims he and Samuel were leaked to Cletus Noah's death. Still on the back page of the Nation Times newspaper, that goes for 40 Liberian dollars. It says Green Revolution stands in solidarity with suffering masses, calls government to action. Still on the back page, it says 4 confirmed active mpox cases, celebrity among patients. Still on the back page, it says Superintendent Johnson departs Liberia. And it says AML affected communities issues 72 hours ultimatum, reject company representatives participation. Quickly to the editorial, if there is any of the Nation Times newspaper, it says refusal to learn from the past puts Liberia in danger. That does it for the Nation Times newspaper. Over to you, Otis.
From the Nation's Time newspaper with Janet Pesima on the program this afternoon. Our next stop is the Afric Delhi, reporting the hard facts without favor, volume 2, number 05, sold for 50 Liberian dollars. You can grab yourself a copy. Front page, major stories. Initial sign of BWACA failures. His Excellency Joseph Yuma BWACA is right here. And alongside the exchange rate, which is now at 205. Still on the front page, Bauchi code permit revoke for what? I don't know. His Excellency Joseph Yuma BWACA is alongside Information Minister Jeremy Pierre, right here on the front page of the Afric Daily newspaper. SL, new anti-terrorism bill inimical to freedom of expression, independent journalism. Julius Maada Bio, he's the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. He's right here on the front page of the Afric Daily newspaper. Let's flip to the back page and see what it is reporting. It says, empowering Maserado, Gender Ministry Lead, LWEP roll out. Let's get to the editorial quickly if there's any. Onto this edition of the program, The King's Look at Daily, the editorial of the Afric Daily newspaper. It reads, editorial. It reads, it's a preparation to rig 2029 election. Preparation to rig 2029 election. Who is preparing? I don't know. You can just grab yourself the copy of the Afric Daily newspaper and get it in detail.
The New Republic and newspaper, volume 15, number 132, and it goes for $50 Liberian dollars. You could grab yourself a copy. The lead story on the front page of the New Republic newspaper says, up hands into the cookies jar too. Suspended local boss spins the table. Right on the front page, we have the photograph of the former local boss of the lady. And still on the front page, it says ArcelorMittal RSOP to help Liberia and real users. Still on the front page, it said government under pressure to account for $48 million. Quickly to the back page of the New Republic newspaper, it says Mpox takes center stage in Liberia as comedian Japatev confesses to contracting virus. Still on the back page of the New Republic newspaper that goes for $50 Liberian dollars. It says, from the brink of death to a new dawn as love and unity saves James Etta Kume. Wow, that's good. Praise God, she was saved from that terrible incident. Still on the back page, it says, Cummins sounds trumpet. Change leadership for development, not corruption. And Cummins is here on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. Let's go to the editorial of the New Republic newspaper, if there is any. Yeah, the editorial of the New Republic newspaper said, antagonizing politics doesn't elevate Liberia. That does it for the New Republic.
Antagonizing from the New Republic. Our next stop is the In Profile Daily. In all that we do and write, in all that we report, come what may, and no matter what, Liberia first. Volume 17, number 120. You can grab yourself a copy for $40 Liberian dollars. Front page, major stories. Millions spent on UP events. Millions spent on UP event. Suspended Nuka CEO accuses governing party. Madam Rosalind Swakoko Dennis, she's the suspended Nuka boss. She's right here on the front page of the In Profile Daily newspaper. How someone asset recovered chairman for what? I don't know. Councillor Edward Clamanti, he's the head of the asset recovery team, along with House Speaker Richard Namikon. Commerce commences nationwide inspection exercise. Commerce commences nationwide inspection exercise. Let's flip to the back page and see why it is reporting for us this afternoon on the program, The King's Look at Daily. Plant trees saves lives. Plant trees saves lives. FDA create reforestation awareness. The FDA boss is right here along with partners. On a photo on the back page of the In Profile. NEC holds third building institution excellence in election. That's the National Elections Commission. Still the back page of the In Profile Daily. Assistant Labor Minister stresses standardizing TVET curriculum. Minister Ban is right here. He's the Assistant Minister at the Ministry of Labor. Married Abigail Foundation restores women, girls' hope. Okay. Still on the back page of the In Profile Daily, it says Liberia to build 100 new schools. Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala, Finance Minister Augustine Bakafuan. They are right here on the back page of the In Profile Daily newspaper. Let's get to the editorial quickly. It reads, it says tribal politics undermines national cohesion. Tribal politics undermines national cohesion. That's the editorial of the In Profile Daily.
The newspaper, volume 36, number 017, and it goes for $40 Liberian dollars. You could grab yourself a copy. The lead story on the front page says looming public health threats 4 active monkeypox cases reported. Oh my God, this is deadly. The government needs to quickly, curtail this whole thing. Still on the front page of the newspaper, it says repair of 36 inches pipe on courses. Still on the front page of the newspaper that goes for 40 Liberian dollars. It says 3 top government officials attend regional ministerial meeting. Quickly to the back page of the newspaper, it says Liberia at war with disease as Baka rallies support for national HIV response. Still on the back page of the newspaper, it says community health pharmacy program opens in Grand Mount. Still on the back page, it said Labor Minister comments government to freedom of association as ILO pledges technical support. MOA World Bank retracts progress. Still on the back page, it said Labor Minister comments government to freedom of association. It said for life, ZOR equips 150 soldiers with vocational skills support government initiative. Quickly to the editorial of the newspaper, and it says all hands on deck to avoid monkeypox outbreaks. That does it for the newspaper.
From the newspaper, our next stop is the Oracle News Daily, reporting the truth to you. Volume 3, number 46. So for 40 Liberian dollars, front page, major stories. Terrorizing activists. Armed police frequent July 17 protest organizers staying headquarters amid assassination concern. We see members of the Liberian National Police right here on the front page of the Oracle News Daily. Sierra Leone, new anti-terrorism bill exposes journalists to heavy unjust prison sentences. Julius Maada Bio, he's the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Like to flip to the back page and see what it is reporting. The back page of the Oracle News Daily is a legal activist, it's a legal activist won permits for hundreds of thousands of Burkina Bees in Grand Gila to curb deforestation. Ellen calls for strengthening Ghana-Liberia trade partnership. Let's get the editorial quickly of the Oracle News Daily. It reads, it said, let Waka have his speaker. That's the editorial of the Oracle News Daily.
The Independent newspaper, volume 23, number 541, and it goes for 50 Liberian dollars. The lead story on the Independent newspaper says US 200 million vanished as Senate launches prop. Still on the front page, it says suspended local boss drops bombshell of Unity Party. Quickly to the back page of the Independent newspaper, it says exchange rate skyrockets as Liberian decry economic hardship. Still on the back page, it says Molu alleges intimidation as armed police deployed to stain headquarters. We have the former chairman of the CDC, that's Molu, photographed on the back page of the Independent newspaper. Still on the back page, it says Liberia craves Senegal's support for UNSC non-permanent seat. Still on back page of the Independent newspaper is a Jide District illicit miner of rampage mining agent leaked. Let's hurriedly go to the editorial if there is any on the Independent newspaper, and it says ensure peace, stability, progress, our challenge to Liberia leaders. That's it for the Independent newspaper.
From the Independent newspaper, the Liberian investigator in pursuit of truth and integrity is next. Onto this edition of the program, The King's Look at Delay. Volume 1, number 56. Grab yourself a copy for 50 Liberian dollars. Front page, major stories. Intimidating protesters. State Chairman Moba Molu accuses state security of harassment and failed assassination attempt. ahead of a planned July 17 mass protest. Armed police deployed to stand headquarters spark outrage, fear, and fierce denial from the Liberian National Police. Stand National Chairman, he's Moba Malou, he's right here on the front page of the Liberian Investigator. Give the Burkinabes work permit. Justice Advocates Laws Group or swift insurance of permit for foreigner in Grand Jida seals rule of law pact with GFONET. NFL confirmed 4 active monkeypox cases nationwide. Mozzarella Sando Mangibi on alert. Celebrity among patient health response intensified. Still on the front page of the Liberian Investigator. Principal eat WAEC exam fees. Failed to register student for WAEC and was arrested by police. Let's flip to the back page of the Liberian Investigator. It's about sports. It said Mo Kamara wins second major trophy in Europe. FA clarify women national team visa situation in Ivory Coast. Chess Federation if General Congress in dialogue. The editorial, quickly of the Liberian Investigator. The editorial. It reads, balancing protest rights and state responsibility in a fragile democracy. That's the editorial of the Liberian Investigator, Jenna.
The Women Voices newspaper, volume 14 and number 26. And it goes for $40 Liberian. You could grab yourself a copy. The lead story on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper says, another young child has died. FGM escapees narrate horror stories. Still on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper, it says, Mpox hit back at Liberia's doorstep as Health Ministry confirmed 4 active cases. Quickly to the back page of the Women Voices newspaper, it says, NPA Managing Director dedicates first ever ambulance, says it serves employees in most community. Still on the back page of the Women Voices newspaper, it says, ex-VP Taylor dedicates modern water system in Copperfine community. Still on the back page, it says, Liberia concludes first ever investment conference in Accra. Still on the back page, it says, Liberian women team standard in Ivory Coast. Dasparat Nima students honor Superintendent Gono. Quickly to the editorial, if there is any. The Women Voices editorial says, urgent call to end female genital mutilation in Liberia. That does it for the Women Voices.
Urgent call to end the female genital mutilation. The Dorian Inquirer newspaper is our next stop. Volume 34, number 84, sold for $40 Liberian. Front page, major stories. Liberia commits to friendly investment environment. Conclude first investment convert in Ghana. Grand Bassa launches deep into fighting drugs. Introduces life-saving initiative. Stay on the front page. LEC announces scheduled power outage due to maintenance. The acting LEC director, managing director, he's Mohammed Sharif, he's right here on the front page of the Dorian the Inquirer. Counter development funds raise eyebrow in Maryland. Plebo Senate Mayor Larry G. Cord is right here. Let's flip to the back page and see why it is reporting. The back page of the Dorian Inquirer. It reads, government UNDP breaks ground for US $8.9 million coastal defense projects. Eminent domain peace talk heat up in Monrovia. Eminent domain peace talk heat up in Monrovia. VP Kun dispel link to fake doctor. Jeremiah Kwan, he's the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. I beg your pardon. On today's edition of the King's Local Daily, the editorial, quickly. The editorial, it reads, should we applaud the House for reversion to status quo ante? That's the big question. Yeah, that does it.
Yeah, the Verity newspaper, my last but not the least paper, volume 2, number 25, and it goes for $40 Liberian. The lead story on the Verity newspaper says, high poverty, inequality, AFDB reports on Liberia reveals. Still on The front page of the Verity newspaper that goes for 40 Liberian dollars. You could grab yourself a copy. It says Icon 16, a new chapter. Said the president of Liberia, His Excellency Numa Bwaka, described Orange Liberia, a key development partner, and installed the communications giant for enviable investment in Liberia. Quickly to the back page of the Verity newspaper, it says new pope says marriage, a man and a woman, is in first address. Quickly, still on the back page, it said Pele and Pele speaking people foster unity. A lawmaker calls for boycott of July 17 protest. So we already go for the editorial of the Verity newspaper that goes for 40 Liberian dollars if there is any. And it says mixed reactions on the state of the economy. Liberians demand urgent solution. That does it for the Verity newspaper.
From the Veritas newspaper on the newsstands this Monday afternoon, our next stop is the Hot Pepper, volume 8, number 11635. You can grab yourself a copy for 40 Liberian dollars. Front page, major stories, potential increase in mpox cases. Health Ministry confirmed. AML, that's ArcelorMittal Liberia, proposed real operation system, the blueprint for sustainable infrastructure sharing. Let's flip to the back page. I did not come this far to compromise. I did not come this far to compromise. Belete writes. Musa Hassan Belete, he's the representative of district number 7, Nimba County. He's right there on the back page of the Hot Pepper. Sapo National Park is in crisis. Dr. Hiller's alarm. MFDP, that's the Ministry of Finance Development Planning officials, depart for high-level physical capacity building program at the University of Urbana. Let's get the editorial. It reads, commending Liberia's contribution to the next generation of peacekeeping and peace-building strategies. That's the editorial of the Hot Pepper newspaper. On that note, this is how I would like to draw the curtain onto this edition of the program, The King's Local Daily. It comes away Monday to Friday. Monday at 12:05, Wednesday at 12:05, and Friday at 12:05. The rest of the day, it comes at 11. But before we take a leave of you, some of the comments that have been filtering through, we have to read it out for you on the program this afternoon quickly. Oh, Cecilia Massacre, say I'm watching you from Norway. Thanks so much, Cecilia Massacre. Adam Akana said, good afternoon, Kings FM. That should be. I'm watching you from Asano County, Buto. Thanks for the show. Thanks so much, Adama. And Gay Caesar Divine Grace Basil Jr. said, good afternoon, guys. I hope you guys doing pretty good. This is a beautiful afternoon. Yeah, we are doing good.
We're doing pretty good.
I'm following from Baton Rouge. Okay. Thanks so much for joining us. Jack Foley, I hope I get the name right. He said, I'm watching you from Brosville Bible College.
Thank you.
Heron T. Told Jr. said, good afternoon. I'm watching you from, I'm a resident in Cardwell.
Thank you.
Washington Sherry said, I'm watching you from Brosville City.
Thank you.
And Senator come back again, he said, JNB government is one of the corrupt government ever in the history of Mama Liberia. He said, no amount of intimidation will stop the June, it should be July planned protest, okay? Mm-hmm. Juja Wongba say, I'm following. Thanks so much, Juja. She always following. And Senator Sherry said, the voices of the Liberian must be heard on July 17. Mama D. Morris, it should be saying, watching you from North Dakota.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much to all of you guys for always being there. Thanks to those of you who play the listening role by following the radio always. The program returns tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Till then, have yourself a wonderful time. My name is Otis Sankan.
And I'm Jennifer Seaman.
And together, it was a Jen and Otis Sankan presentation. Till then, bye-bye.